A major new film opens in the United Kingdom this month, tackling the controversial and highly emotional issue of honour killings. Directed by Avtar Bhogal, the movie Honour Killings was shot in the United Kingdom and Punjab with artists from India, Pakistan and Britain. Inspired by real-life events, the film sensitively portrays a friendship that grows into a love story. However, the relationship is complicated by parental boundaries, and as emotions intensify, the shadow of danger is never too far away. Well, I'm now joined in the studio by Avtar Bhogal and by the actress Sandeep Garcha. But first, let's have a look at a clip from the film.
To save the honor of my family and my community, I killed her.
A murder can never be an act of honor.
Very good morning to both of you. I mean, it's interesting, Avtar, that when you look at that clip, you've had that figure there, about 5,000 honour killings occurring internationally. How accurate is that figure? Because one would imagine that there are some cases which are never recorded.
There are more than 5,000. This is the UN on statistics I have been quoting. And there are a lot of people who escape who are not caught. And this is a very serious matter which had to be tackled. Being a filmmaker, I had to say something about it. I can't be quiet on these things.
And whenever we think about honour killings in the United Kingdom, we see it as really related to family but marital issues. But that's not strictly accurate. Is that correct? In terms of what honour killings are?
No, this is actually it's a problem with Asians mostly, especially from Egypt, Iraq, Iran, and India, Pakistan. They are more concerned about this honor, false honor. They kill a woman because she falls in love with a man who doesn't belong to her caste or region. That is no reason for killing anybody. There's no honor in killing. And every religion in the world says love is God. And this is what they do to people who love. I want you to see the film.
Sure. And judge for yourself,
yes,
effectively.
Yes.
And it is a very complicated story, but I mean, Sandeep, tell me about the character that you play in the film.
I play the mother of the boy. And also, you know, going back to the subject, when Avtarji actually contacted me for the film, it's something I think a lot of the Asians can relate to, because going back quite a few years, about 25, 30 years, and this is when I used to live in India, I actually know of a family where this actually happened. And it was actually quite scary because we were still kids. We knew the family. So even now, you know, you almost don't want to name anybody because it's just such a sensitive issue. And we knew the family, we knew the kids, we knew his daughter, and we knew everybody. So somewhere, you know, when this subject comes up and, you know, you're asked to play a part, you just think, yeah, maybe, you know, there is something I can do about it. So it's also about, when there's a film being made, it's also about the awareness in terms of, it starts a debate, a discussion. The more you talk about it, maybe, you know, things that we brush under the carpet, they surface and we talk about it.
But is that something which, in your opinion, that this is really open to both of you, isn't really happening enough in the Asian community, that not enough people are talking about it? Because it's something which is happening. Lives are lost, and there are those who actually commit these crimes who basically get away with it. They're never brought to account.
But this is the problem with the world, actually. The right-thinking people, the honest people, they don't speak up. It's not Asian on any subject, on terrorism. You know, the politically right thing to do is not to say anything. That's not right. The right people must speak up. Then something might happen. This mindset will only change with education and talking about it, not sweeping it under the carpet.
And it's interesting as well, because when you look at the plot, you shouldn't have this tragic element to it, because it starts off with three friends from different racial backgrounds, an Englishman, an Indian and a Pakistani.
That's right.
And so everyone gets on well together, and then two people falling in love, it brings out these old prejudices which one would have assumed had been banished, and that friendship would have kicked it into the dust.
The trouble also is, you know, some people who haven't seen this or haven't heard of a case like this, they think this is all fictitious, but it's not. And it comes from people, because I think Avtar
This
knows
is based
people.
on a true story.
I know some people that it's happened to. So when you know it, then you know it's not just a fictitious film, but it actually happens. And the whole reason about bringing this to light is so that people start talking, debate. And the other day we were just talking, and Avtar was saying, even if one life is saved because of this,
It's something.
it's
It
something.
matters. It will be important.
In terms of the stories that inspired it, one of those, I believe, was Laura Wilson's story. Now, she was she was dubbed Britain's first white honour killing. Is that correct? Was her case one of those which helped to shape the tale?
Not really. They're not that one. This is among the Asian community. 40 years back, I was a student. It used to happen then. It's happening now. And recently, it happened in Canada.
Right.
So this disturbs me in this kind of thing. We come to Britain for betterment of things, and then we follow this barbaric
So regress.
thing, yes.
Yeah.
And
So Laura's story would have been one of several threads,
With
basically.
several threads, based on a true story. I can't disclose her name because it's going to be very dangerous for her. It's inspired by a true incident.
And how long did it take you to make this film?
The film took only 4 or 5 months to make, but distribution was a big problem.
Was it because of the subject?
The subject mattered too, especially in India. And I asked the theatre, what's the problem? You like the film? He said, no, there might be a reaction and our theatres could be, the violence can happen. But I must tell you, it got censored in India without a cut. It got censored in Britain without a cut. And Pakistan is being censored any day, because it's being released there too.
Sure.
And there were actors from Pakistan who agree with my point of view, actors from Bombay and local artists like Sandeep and others. And I wanted to say this, and I don't keep quiet when something wrong is happening. That's my problem.
But we saw from the stills and the trail, of course, that it is very, very powerful. We've got about 40 seconds left. It does have its premiere in the United Kingdom this month.
Yes, 27th.
And where is that happening?
That's happening at Feltham Cineworld on 27th at 5 p.m. I've got some prominent people coming, from some members of parliament too.
Sure.
And you are invited. Please come and have a look at it. I'll be there. And thank you for having us. And this is a must-see film.